Today, I want to get into a moment in which we see V with a leg injury and this moment being talked about recently. I want to get into people believing a Sasaeng had snuck into V's hotel in Paris and is following him. And then I want to get into some private pics being shared by Suga. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave. Decide hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, hey spilling mug merch, and let's go. ARMYs woke up to quite a surprise today, and of course, we tend to wake up to surprises because BTS members are active when a lot of the ARMYs that live in the States are asleep, including myself. So the best solution for this is to never sleep, obviously. But no, please go to sleep. But recently, it was believed that Suga was doing a bunch of stuff, and he recently got a new camera that he is in love with. He has been doing a lot of cute photography, and it's good to have hobbies outside of things that make money. Although, I am sure he is also making a bit of money from his photography. He recently started to post on Naver, and he even posted a vlog on the BTS YouTube channel showing all the photos he was posting and organizing them into a document. Some of the photos were behind the scenes photos and other photos were just selfies that Suga took. We got to see moments where Suga felt like he looked really good and wanted to document that. There was another moment that actually ended up trending on Twitter. Old moments of Suga snapping photos of his shoes. He is wearing the shoes and he is taking photos of them alongside the road or the ground beneath the shoes. Those photos never really made ARMYs question or think much of it, but then Suga took a photo where he was shoeless near a pool and you could see his feet and toes. Immediately For Free started to trend with over 500,000 tweets on it, and ARMYs were freaking out that Suga had decided to post his feet for free for the world to see. And feet in some parts of the world are considered a private part, and then for some people it's just a fetish, right? And probably the most common one. Apparently Suga also wrote as a caption to the photo that he was basically proud of his feet, and hey, you do you. Those are great feet. I hate looking at feet, but all of y'all BTS members have great feet. People even went to look back to find the moment in which his foot selfie was taken, and they found a moment where Suga was by the poolside with the camera and matched up to the photos. They found that specific moment and it was so cute to see how it was set up and done. Now, some people had some questions and I thought I would try to answer. So all of the posts you see that he is doing here are for the site Naver. This is a Korean social media site, and obviously most of us who cannot read Korean are not really going to be able to take advantage of that site. If you're wondering why Suga seems to be writing in a Word document, this is simply how you post on Naver, and this is just the format. I initially thought this was just going to be a Word document that was going to be submitted to his team and then the team posts, but no, this is just the format of how the site takes posts. And we love that Suga fully decided to just dump his entire photo catalog onto the website. I'm very curious to see how Suga is going to wrap up his promotion, and it seems like things are winding down and he may be preparing for whatever comes next. I did react to Suga's music video on Patreon. If you want to join all of us over there and react and laugh, I will link the Patreon in the description. There is currently a $1 tier that is open, so if you're interested, I hope to see you there. It's also very cool to see the other members prepare for what they're doing and some cool activities that they may have going on. A lot of people have been very curious as to what Taeyang has going on, and this has led to a lot of look back into a lot of the older stuff that Taeyang had going on. And people are really scared. Many people take moments in the past in which Taeyang had gotten injured to say that Taeyang needs to be protected because he is more accident prone. I will say a lot of celebrities or anyone who is out and about a lot is obviously more likely to get injured. Celebrities at the level Taeyang is at would probably only ever go home like once a year or so. And when you're out and about flying everywhere, playing sports, or just doing things, the likelihood of getting injured naturally goes up. If you're always in a car, then you obviously increase your odds of a car accident. Not significantly, but obviously compared to someone who is never in a car, that person literally would never get into a car accident. So of course, you'll have moments. A little while ago, fans were upset when Taeyang had to sit out during a concert due to his leg injury, and doctors told him that there was no way he'd be able to perform choreography until it was healed. So he simply sat out singing while doing the shows. And a lot of the members have done this before too. Jungkook, Jin are all people who have done this, so I say this to emphasize that this should not be a huge concern. Taeyang also seems like he gets injured on his leg quite often, and there was even a moment to worry ARMYs. A little while ago, Taeyang was invited on a private jet. This was on his trip to Korea, and he took some photos right by the front of the plane. We could see a bandage on his leg and some scars, so ARMYs were wondering what was wrong. Later, I think Taeyang was reading all those comments about his leg and decided to post a photo of the wound up close so people could see what was happening. happening. It was a bit bloody, and I think it made armies worry even more. This was posted, I think, in his story, and he added the caption to say that he was excited this was his last day. This likely implied the last day of training. People like to discount dancing as a sport, and I think they discount it because they bundle it up with the performing arts. And then also big manly footballers used to bully male ballet dancers, so those sorts of things. I wonder if they still do, I don't know. But dancing is for sure a sport. You need to warm up properly, you need to do things properly, or you can get severely injured. So I don't know exactly what this was, but the injuries when posted creates this atmosphere where a lot of young armies will get overly protective of the boys and think they need to extra protect these boys. Every time I see an injury happen, you'll inevitably get a comment or two that tags Hybe asking Hybe to do things, or they're upset at Hybe for not doing more to protect BTS at that moment, before the injury. And they're grown men. They can do what they need to do without adult supervision. However, now I'm going to basically contradict everything here because recently there seems to be an issue going on with Taeyang in Paris. If you're unaware, Taeyang has been in Paris recently and a photographer recorded him, allegedly with Jennie, holding hands. And there's been a lot of issues. The photographer was accused of stalking V and Jennie, and I say accused as opposed to for sure because there's still a part of me that believes this is a publicity stunt. My opinion, my conspiracy. So I say accused of stalking. But then there were other concerns as Taeyang was being followed throughout his time in Paris. People were almost live posting where he was at, and there were photos spanning across multiple days of where he was. And if the alleged video of V and Jennie was posted in real time, then a bunch of Paris armies and paparazzis are going to be swarming Paris looking for Taeyang and recording him. There were some rumors that Taeyang's hotel leaked, and people were following him from his hotel to restaurants and everywhere he was going. BTS members' hotels always get leaked, but getting into a hotel when there's a celebrity there is a bit difficult unless you know the staff. I now actually assume knowing someone in the hotel is probably likely, as we have seen similar crazy stuff like this happen recently with the Jin in the military, with the stalker nurse, and then even RM with the Koreal employee situation. So I can definitely see the concern here. But keep in mind, while a lot of crazy stuff does happen around BTS, I can't imagine that Taeyang would be in a hotel without extra security, at least in the same room as him. Chances are Taeyang would take a penthouse, and there's definitely no one else allowed up there except him. So anyone that is not Taeyang going up should be checked, and I believe would be. A lot of photos I do see online seem to be posted by photographers and not stalkers, and as I can see, no one has gone up to him or tried to invade his personal space. You're always going to have people finding your location, finding your hotel, and taking pictures when you're at that level of fame. However, the thing you can then hope for is that the photographer or fan that is snapping these photos will do so in a very respectful way and at least keep their distance. Armies were tagging Big Hit and then sending emails to Big Hit to ask Big Hit to look into this. It would probably be difficult to track the location of any specific stalker that was in Paris while Taeyang is there, because if Taeyang was trying to be there for only a few days, an investigation on stalking just wouldn't really matter, as when they finally get a hold of the stalker, Taeyang is gone. Or maybe you might think it's still worth it to do so the next time that Taeyang is there he'd feel safe, I don't know. And then you don't know the specific stalker laws in Paris, and if this is even something authorities can take legal action on, given the stalkers have not even come near Taeyang when taking those photos. Armies online were also scared that Taeyang was going to be attacked, that Taeyang was going to be hit in his sleep, all of which I think are less likely. As I had mentioned, he likely is safe in his hotel. I would imagine at this point in his career, even if they stay in a hotel room that is not the penthouse, they would have security standing outside their hotel door, or at least I would hope so. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Then it's just a lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.